Hello dear friends, welcome to the Boan Baby channel. My name is Yuri Boan, and today we have a very important video because we will talk about safety. And if you are watching this video, then you will either have a baby soon or your child will soon grow out of his car seat and you begin to look after a new one. So, there is a lot of conflicting information in internet, even from experts and specialists, so it is very difficult for ordinary parents to understand this issue. There is a lot of talks in internet about groups, what a comfortable car seat should be. Of course, in this review we will also talk about this, but first of all we will talk about safety. Of course, at the end we will talk more about how to choose a car seat that your child would like to use. But first I want to talk about the history of car seats. An interesting fact is that initially the car seat was not invented for safety at all, but in order to fix the child in the car so that while the car is moving, he does not interfere with the driver. However, the number of cars increased, speeds also increased, and parents thought about the safety of their children in vehicles. If you look at European statistics, then children there die 6 times less than, for example, in Russia. How was this achieved? First of all, of course, more stringent standards. We need to make roads safer, set higher fines. In addition, work with the population should also be carried out. And most importantly, of course, parents should be more responsible in choosing a car seat, do our best to buy safe car seats. Unfortunately, we, as parents, cannot influence the first factors. However, we can influence the choice of a good, correct, safe car seat. So, in 1980, a standard arose that regulated road safety. It was called 44. In 1947, an appropriate commission was created at the UN, which was responsible for road safety. All this time, this standard has been improved and supplemented. However, at some point, the specialists of this committee realized that there are 2 reasons why children suffer in cars. The first is when the car seat is not properly selected. The second is when the child is not properly secured in this car seat. That is why the decision was made to cancel the previous standard 44 and start using the new R129. It is also called I-size. They decided to completely change the method of choosing a car seat. So, the first difference of the new standard is that it is now mandatory to transport children under 15 months against the direction of travel. Numerous dynamic tests have confirmed that in this case, the load on the spine and neck is much lower, respectively, the child will be safer. Second, it has simplified the process of choosing a car seat. If earlier the main criteria were the weight of the child and the age of the child, now it's height. Because most parents know the height of their little one, and thus choosing a car seat will be much easier. The third is directly related to security. According to the previous standard, the car seat was necessarily tested by 2 crash tests, frontal and rear at a speed of 50 and 30 km per hour, respectively. Now mandatory is also side testing, which is tested at a speed of 25 km per hour, and for this, mannequins of the new standard are already used. The fourth change concerns directly the correct installation of the car seat in the car. Now the presence of the ISOFIX system is mandatory. The fifth standard is not about car seats, but about cars. Because your car must also be suitable for a car seat made by the new standard. So, we figured out the car seat standards, now how do we understand which car seat is in front of us? Everything is very simple. Each car seat must have a special sticker, it is orange, and it must contain information that informs which child is suitable for, in which country in Europe this seat was tested, the name and some other information. However, I will immediately warn you that not all car seats may have these stickers, because Korean and American standards exist. They have different requirements. Although, these car seats are safe too. By the way, another common question. Is the default car seat made by R129 safer than 4404? I will answer right away. No, now I will explain why. So, the requirements discussed earlier are the so-called minimum requirements that any car seats must meet. However, self-respecting car seat manufacturers initially made these requirements even higher during production and design. Thus, in fact, it may turn out that the car seats, although made according to the previous standard, will be safer than according to the new standard. And this is also indirectly confirmed by independent crash tests, which I will discuss later. For example, one of them is ADAC. Each country may also have its own independent crash test companies. Well, ADAC is probably the most publicized, the most reputable company. In addition, they also made the largest number of crash tests. The fact is that each of these test companies has different metrics and it is very inconvenient to compare them with each other. And when inside ADAC the car seat was tested according to the same standards, it is more convenient to compare. ADAC conducts crash tests twice a year. They have a spring and autumn session. And they themselves decide which car seats to test and which not. Another interesting fact is that they test car seats according to inflated standards. For example, a frontal test occurs at a speed of 64 km per hour, and side test at a speed of 50. In addition, they test the car seats not only for safety. There are 4 additional factors: ease of installation, environmental friendliness of materials, ease of care and comfort for the baby. Some interesting facts about ADAC. They used to assign stars, now they assign points. Moreover, the lower the score, the car seat is considered safer. And also, if the car seat involves using it, for example, in the direction and against the direction of movement, then it will be tested both directions. And if the car seat is universal for several age groups, then it will also be tested for children of every ages. Groups of car seats. Let's dwell on them. I will go into more detail about the pros and cons of each. In Standard 44 there was such a thing as a Group 0. They were only cradles, but their disadvantage was a rather short operating time, somewhere up to 6 months or up to 10 kilograms, installation in a car sideways, respectively. It takes up a lot of space. However, the baby will be in it in a horizontal position. The next group is 0 plus, or also called an infant seat. It is designed for kids up to 83 centimeters, which roughly corresponds to 15 months or 13 kilograms. It is installed in the car against the direction of travel. Next, Group 1. And here it is necessary to divide. If you have a car seat made by Standard 44, then it is recommended to use from 9 months to 4 years, or from 61 centimeters to a weight of 18 kilograms or 105 centimeters. And if your car seat is made according to the I-size standard, then it is recommended to use it from 15 months or a height of 83 centimeters to a height of 105 centimeters. By the way, please note that Group 1 is installed only in the direction of travel. In addition, there are also Group 2 and Group 3. However, there are no car seats created separately for Group 2 or for Group 3. The groups are combined together with other groups, and such a car seat that combines several groups are called universal. Universal groups are 01, 012, 0123, 123. And in the end I want to tell you about Booster. It's not really a car seat. Of course, it will not affect directly on the safety of the child, particularly in side crashes. Its main purpose is to lift your baby so that the standard car belt goes in the correct position on the shoulder. It is used with a height of 125 centimeters to 150 centimeters. So, let me remind you once again, the 2 main reasons that affect on the safety of your baby are the correct selection and the properly installed car seat in the car. And we have discussed both issues. Let's move on. What needs to be done to make it convenient for the mom and the baby to use the car seat? To begin with, let's decide which car seat or infant carrier is best for a child right from birth. Of course, you immediately understand that the cradle has a more horizontal position, respectively. For the baby's fragile spine, this will be the most correct position. However, as I said before, this form of construction takes up too much space in the car and cannot be used for a long time. The kid will quickly grow out of it. The next option is a car seat, which belongs to category 0+. By the way, it also has some models that have a horizontal back position. Anatomically, it is made more correctly when used from birth. It is lighter and can also be placed on the stroller frame. However, if you don't drive much and want to address the issue from birth to about 4 years old, then Group 01 could also be considered. You will use this car seat from birth until the height of your child is 105 centimeters. But still, I think that it will be more convenient to use this car seat at least from 2 to 3 months, when the baby is already getting a little stronger. And once again I would like to draw your attention to the fact that up to 15 months you use it against the direction of motion. I said earlier that there are several types of universal car seats that can be used from birth. These are group 01, 01, 2, and 01, 2, 3. But they will have different transformation possibilities for older children. And after your child has grown out of the infant carrier, we most often recommend these car seats. Due to the fact that they can grow, they can be used for several years. And if your child traveled in an infant carrier up to 15 months, then you can buy a group 1, 2, 3 seat and you will use it until the age of 1, 2. Groups 2 and 3 are usually bought after the child has grown out of the car seat of groups 01 and 01, 2. As you can see, there will no longer be belts. Some car seats have the ability to detach the backrest, and the seat becomes a booster seat. In my opinion, as a father of 2 children, I believe that if parents drive a lot with a baby, then it is better to buy a separate car seat for each age. Next, we move on to perhaps the most practical and interesting part of the review. I will tell about what you need to pay attention to when choosing a car seat so that it is comfortable to use and what will add comfort for your child to use. So, the first is the method of installing the car seat in the car. There are 2 ways. The first is with regular car belts and the second is the ISOFIX system. Belts, I think, will be cancelled in the near future, so let's talk more about ISOFIX. ISOFIX comes in 2 varieties. The first option, you will have 2 connectors and an anchor strap that is attached to the trunk of the car. The second option is like in this case, we will have 2 connectors at the back and 1 leg which balk into the floor. I think that such a system with leg which balk into the floor will be more convenient because you will not be limited in the function of spinning the car seat, if there is such a function, and in incline adjusting. Pay attention to the color indicators and stickers that are placed on your car seat. They will help you to properly install your seats. In general, ideally, if you read the instructions carefully before using the car seat. Every manufacturer has its own side protection system. There are 2 types. The first is built into the side of the seat, and the second is that it extends. Both systems have proved to be quite effective. It does not matter what type it is, but it is desirable that it still be. Next, let's talk about materials. Let's start with plastic. Some experts believe that plastic should be primary, while others that secondary processing. And there are even disputes about it. We believe that until the seat passed the dynamic crash tests, no expert will say whether it is safe or not. Pay more attention to crash test results. Next, let's deal with textiles. Of course, if the seat is quite expensive, then the textiles there will be more expensive, so pay attention, especially in the summer, that the baby may sweat on cheap textiles. In addition, pay attention that the upholstery has a sufficiently soft additional layer. This will be especially important for children who go on a long trip. Also, pay attention to how you can remove the textiles, because from time to time you will have to do this for cleaning.
Here are 2 features that will really add to the ease of use of the car seat. The first is the tilt adjustment of the bowl. Your child will definitely appreciate it. The second is the spin of the bowl. It will be more convenient for you to put and get the child. And, of course, let's talk about the price. Unfortunately, there is such a situation that parents are ready to pay for a stroller from $300, say, up to $800. And we are ready to use this stroller for 2 to 3 years. However, when buying a car seat that is directly related to your child's safety, they are somehow willing to pay, let's say, $200. Although, if you count 7 years of operation of the car seat and 2 years of operation of the stroller, then the car seat should cost more. Therefore, be sure to take this into account when allocating a budget for the purchase of a good safety car seat.
Also, when choosing a car seat, I recommend paying your attention to such trifles as, for example, a belt holder. Because when you put or take out the child, the straps can be removed to the sides so that they do not interfere with you. In addition, it is desirable to be able to take out pillows in parts as your child grows. In addition, breathable fabrics, especially for the summer. Make sure your child is comfortable. So is the color. Most manufacturers make both gray and black colors. And most moms choose just such ones to fit the interior of your car. Well, the internal dimensions of the car seat. In fact, this characteristic is very important, and it is written in the documentation for the production of car seats. Therefore, do not look for a car seat that will be as free as possible for your baby, because, most likely, this seat will not be safe for your child. Just like the length of the straps. Very often, parents say that the child does not fit in some kind of seat in winter overalls. So he shouldn't be there. That is why manufacturers often make belts short so that parents do not abuse this. At the beginning of the video, I promised you that I would tell you how to choose a car seat that your baby would like to ride in. Especially, of course, this will be true for older children. In our experience, if the child is involved in choosing a car seat, then he rides in it much more willingly. Therefore, be sure to come to the store, be sure to put the child in a car seat before buying. And when you visit the store, you will have a unique opportunity to ask the seller to install a car seat in your car together with you. I understand perfectly well that not all parents like to read the instructions, and the store expert will be happy to help you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. So be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, so you will definitely not miss our next videos. And now it is time to say goodbye. We wish you healthy babies and safe trips. And see you at Boan Baby.